How's it going, guys? We're here to check out this month's update, and it is the farming update, so that is the big deal of it. And so, well, farming, what do you mean farming, right? Well, we mean literal, like, farming of food. So eventually food is going to be made more important. I think the plan is for tier 2 cooking, where recipes will give buffs and stuff like that. Last I heard, that was still planned. Not 100% sure if that still is, so we'll just have to see. But we're going to go into the basics of how all of this works and show you all the new items, pretty much. So first we're going to go over here. Let's take a look at some of the new items. Oops, I went ahead and did that. So this guy is going to cost you 20. It is the fluid splitter. It uses 1 water and it splits into 3 separate hose sections. Then there's also this fluid switch pump. It's an electrical item. This one's going to also cost you 20. And this guy basically allows fluid to pass through. You can turn it on and off using electricity, and it can also pump water upwards, which is something that's very important. So we'll go ahead and, oh, we don't need to learn that one. Never mind. And then lastly, there is the sprinkler, which is going to cost you an additional 20. And I mean, well, that's, you know, a sprinkler. So by default, you know the hose tool is going to cost 5 high qual. It's pretty much the same thing as the wire tool, but for water. So that's a nice little thing there. Over here, we'll see the fluid splitter is going to cost you 5 high qual as well. The pump, 5 high qual, no electronics, so that's actually quite nice. And then I believe, where's the sprinkler? Okay. Sprinkler, oh, I never learned one. That's funny. Is 5 high qual as well. So there you have it. There's that. This is what it looks like. And then here's what the kind of hose looks like on the ground. You can see it's like this green thing and it attaches. And now plants have a lot more to them. There's their health, age, what stage they're in, how much water they're taking in, and how much they're going to yield. And then you can see their conditions. So lighting is great, water is awful, ground is okay, temperature is okay, and overall they're crappy because they have no water. Now at the top you'll also see genetics. So genetics actually play into it a bit. There are the 5 different ones. There's G for growth rate, Y for yield gain rate, H for increased hardiness, which is how well it survives with different ground conditions, and W for increased water intake, and X is currently an empty gene. And what you can do is you can actually pick clones of these just like before if you want to keep the same exact plant going, and you can actually crossbreed them. So as they're growing in a planter, plants of the same species have a chance to crossbreed, and that's how you can play around with the genetics. So planting plants just out in the wild is going to be far less effective. So let's go ahead. We have a pumpkin and a planter over there, right? We'll just put one here. You can see light's great, water is a little bit better, ground is 50 something, temperature 91. So there's that. Let's take a look at this guy over here. We've got, oh, that's corn. So we've got 100, 67, 92. So 67, that is definitely better than the 57, but it's only about 10%, you know? So we'll go ahead and check it out, see how much better it is with water. Now, what we're going to do is first talk about, there's also fertilizer as a new item, and the potato. So we now have the potato plant. As you can see, it's not the best on healing, but it's a very easy to grow food. It's actually a very hardy plant. You'll see as we look at it right here, its ground, it's at 86, versus the pumpkin here, which is at 67, and the corn, which is also at 67. So much more hardy. It's not very dependent on the type of dirt. And yeah, that's actually kind of a nice thing there. And of course, the dirt depends on the biome that you're in. So certain plants are going to be more suitable for certain biomes. So yeah, we've got the potato, yum nom nom, and we've got potato seeds. So that's a cool thing. But fertilizer is a new item as well. You can actually apply fertilizer to plants now. So where's this guy right here? There you go. Let's pop some fertilizer. Oh, wow. I didn't know you could put all 100 in there. So put some fertilizer in, and you should see ground goes to 100%. So you can't do that in the wild. It has to be a planter. And again, you just press E and it opens up the inventory now of this thing, and there you go. You can just dump your fertilizer. Did it just eat all that fertilizer, or did I throw it on the ground? I think it ate all that fertilizer. Oh yeah, it did. Well, there you go. So you can see these are all up at 100% now for ground. So that's how fertilizer works, but how do you make it? Well, there is the Composter. So this is another new item that we have, and it should be a default blueprint. There it is. It's going to cost you 2 tarp and 200 wood, and every 15 minutes it can make some fertilizer for you. The best way to make it is going to be plant fiber and horse poo. So how do you get the plant fiber and horse poo? Well, the plant fiber is going to be from dead plants. So once they die, you can harvest them with a hatchet, or, you know, weed them out, and it will give you plant fibers. And then horse poop is from these little guys right here, of course. You got to have your own horsey, and he can poop. Like, who would have thought? You know, horse poop? I mean, nah. Anyways, it's the only tameable animal right now. So obviously that makes it perfect. Every 20 to 25 minutes or so is when it will take a deuce, as long as you have some food for it and it is a happy horsey. So yeah, horses now poo. So there's that. And that's going to be your best fertilizer, but you can also use any kind of plant or compostable thing. You can put spoiled meat in here. You know, you can put chicken, you can, whatever. Anything that seems to be an organic matter can be made into a fertilizer. So you can go ahead and toss that stuff in there. Now, one other little thing while we're here in the inventory, key locks now stack to 10. So you'll see it won't go any higher than 10, but we can definitely stack them up to 10, which is a nice little, you know, just a tiny little thing for when people are working with key locks. So that pretty much does it for the new items. So let's go ahead and actually get up here. Excuse me, horse. And we're gonna hook up our water to here, and you'll see there's a water in on water catchers now. This is for the large and the small water catcher, and you can basically link a bunch of them together if you want, and they'll share the water. And then here's the out. We're gonna just attach the out right into, oh, you gotta do that, and then it's gonna be weird. Come on, why you gotta be so difficult? There we go. So now you'll see this sprinkler turned on, and you should be able to see the water saturation going up here. Come on. Is it just missing the thing entirely? Oh, there we go, water saturation. All right, it's slowly starting to go up and down. But yeah, only this one works, and that's because, well, gravity. So what we actually got to do is come up to this guy, clear it, and we're gonna actually hook the pump in. So we're gonna go ahead, drag this on over to here, and we're gonna put it into there. Then we've got our output, which we will just drag on over to here. And now that that's connected, we can flip this guy on, and boom, that sprinkler works. And so as you can see, a sprinkler will do about 2 pads. There we go. Rain on them. And it should give up to date. Wow, these guys must be thirsty. That's all I gotta say. But there you have it, guys. So yeah, you're gonna require a pump. You can hook up to 3 sprinklers into each other, and then you pretty much lose the pressure from the water barrel. But you can mess around with that, and you can keep connecting more and more into each other and kind of set up systems. So that's definitely a neat little thing there. Let's see, this has been running for a while. Let's see, is that water going up? Yeah, see, it's going up very slowly. Of course, you can probably speed this up with buckets. Let's see. Let's go to food, and let's just get a water jug, and we'll just dump an entire 500 milliliters. Boom. Bucket. Dump. Alright, that's being strange. Don't know why that's not working. Let's just go ahead and I think we can just fill a bucket from this guy up here. Open bucket. There we go. Alright, so let's see what these are at. About 5%. There you go. That jumped up about 10. So yeah, you know, you can do the initial work with it, but once you have it, these sprinklers will help upkeep them quite a bit. And yeah, that's just a really nice little addition to farming for some people that like to stick home and, you know, take care of the base. This is definitely a nice little addition to that. But it might not be something that is for everyone, but you know, it's definitely a nice addition. With it being that food isn't going to grow as well out, you know, just planted randomly, this is not going to be mandatory quite yet, but definitely beneficial, especially with, I would say, growing hemp in places like the desert and so forth. Probably be much better situation there. But that's gonna do it, guys. There's been some DOS attacks on the servers lately throughout March. They're working on better protection against that. They've done some nav mesh optimizations. Also, they're slowly starting to get things working with Unity 2019.3, but there's been a lot of issues with it. But they think they are, you know, trying to get it going, but it's going to be a little bit slower. Right now, it's not really performing the way they want it to, but they said they're well on their way there. So that is, you know, always good news, because performance is something that's very important. And obviously that's something they're going to have to get worked out and fine-tuned before we go ahead and get the game on console. Which, by the way, guys, Gary said is going to be, you know, at least towards the end of the year probably. So for everyone hoping it's going to be soon, it probably won't be any earlier than, you know, probably this holiday. But again, we'll just have to see. Cars are still in the works. I wouldn't bet on them until June probably at the earliest, but probably longer. Don't quote me on that. They still have a lot of work to be done on them. But there is some progress still being done on the new building tier blocks, so hopefully we can see those next week on staging, or maybe 2 weeks from now. I don't know. We'll just have to see. But hopefully by next month, we'll be able to have those. And they're working on a ramp. There's a half block again. There's spiral stairs. The triangle frame. So definitely very excited about that stuff. There's no visuals yet to show you guys, so that's going to do it. Almost forgot one of the funniest things that I forgot to show you guys. Landmines now affect horses. So yeah, guys, this is gonna do it for the video. I hope you all have a great wipe. Thanks for watching, and we're gonna be peacing out here in a second. Oh! What horse, you survived. He survived. Okay. All right. Hold on. We're not done here yet. We're gonna... All right, horse, we're going out. The blaze of glory. Oh, no, horsey. Oh, I think I'm in God mode. That might be why. Yep, definitely. But rip, horsey. Thanks for watching, guys.